Hey guys, what's up? It's Paul. Today I'm bringing you the last figure to review from the Mythic Legion's All-Stars 5 Plus wave. This guy is a crazy, insane vampire and he's blue. His name is Okeaetos. So this is Okeaetos. This guy is absolutely a wild looking action figure. You know, the color on him is so bright and so vivid that if you told me there was going to be a blue vampire with a skeleton body, I don't know if I'd have been interested right off the bat. But this guy, he's awesome. The Mythic Legions, the 4 Horsemen, constantly pull these figures out with their vivid, bright colors. And you'd never think, like, wow, that's going to be awesome. But every time is like another killer figure. They really do a great job at adding different colors to the line and making it work. I mean, typically, you know, you think black leather and browns and dirty, and that's where your mind goes. But these guys, man, they bring like an element of comic book into this thing that's so cool. And I absolutely think, again, what a crazy figure, and wow, is he neat. Like the colors on this guy, I don't know if you can pick it up on the monitor, but he's got like this velvety color in that blue that just is so wild. And then the detailing in the buckles and on the straps and everything, I'll show you when we get to the table. It's just awesome. This entire wave has just been the best painted wave ever. And I mean, detailing that's really not easy to achieve. And every figure is like a masterpiece. This guy also has a really unique item that he comes with. And it's an attachment on his back that gives him another 4 arms. Wild. He has a very like spider sort of look to him. But he's, in his bio, he's actually an assassin who, like, loves to kill to serve his master. I mean, a typical nice guy. You know, awesome. So, what a cool figure. I'm excited about this figure as a figure. And he's really neat. Comes with some really cool parts. In fact, the additional arms are skeletal arms that don't have gauntlets. So, those alone are just fantastic if you want to, you know, switch it up with some of the other skeletons, and you can always repaint these guys. So, you know, you can make a match whichever figure you might be working on. And in fact, when I first saw this guy, I nailed him as the perfect figure to do something that I've really wanted to do for a long time. I've wanted to make a custom mash bashed figure, and this guy was just perfect for it, and I will reveal what it is at the end of the video. So it's going to be a big surprise, so make sure you check that out. But this guy is really cool. I'm excited to take a look at him. I'll show you the detail, the extra arms, and how he looks. And then we'll take a couple pictures with some other figures, maybe put him in a fight scenario. This way you get an idea of what the figure looks like in action. And, you know, I just love doing that, and I'm so glad you guys like watching. So let's take him over to the table, and then we'll come back at the end, and I'll reveal the surprise. Check out this guy. He is a really neat figure in person. Just like all the Mythic Legions, when you really see them and you handle them in person, they're cooler than you expect. And this guy is no exception. He has some great detail. Check those buckles out. That's what I was talking about, the buckles. I love how they're doing that. The color in that armor and everything is great. All the little rivets being a silvery color like that. Very neat figure. And of course he has some cool detailing in the head. Give you a look at his face. Great sculpt on that head. Really cool figure. Love the skeletal feet. Yeah, that's really neat. I'm anxious for the Necronomus wave. Their skeletons are going to be so cool. But this guy is a really neat looking skeleton vampire. And as I mentioned before, he comes with extra arms that don't have gauntlets. Now I realize in some of the future waves, you're going to see a lot more of these guys. Bare skeletons. But this is my first look at them, and I love it. So you can see the gauntleted arm opposed to the no gauntlet. And of course he comes with 4 extra arms. They all kind of have this reaching out hand pose. I'm sure the hands could be switched with the hands on the figure. Very neat, very neat. And the piece that goes into the back, that's really a cool looking little piece. So it plugs right into the back and the arms go right into there. Of course, with the Mythic Legions and the ability to pop and swap, you could put any arm you wanted in there. That's so cool. Very neat piece. Might need to be heated up a little bit just to get everything to fit without too much pressure. Little hair dryer on this will soften it up just enough that these go in smoother and easier. And again, with this guy, you want to flex all the joints and be careful, even heat them up a little bit, because I see he's pretty stiff when he comes out of the package. His little wrist here is. So once you work them a little bit, they move much easier. But just a little bit of advice there on that. But what a great looking figure. Really cool. The other head that he comes with, the helmeted head, very neat looking helmeted head. This little piece comes out, and if you have anything else with a plug of that size, it'll fit in there if you wanted to switch that out with something. But it's a really cool helmeted head in the same color. Very cool with the armor. Let's pop. We're going to do both heads in the photographs so you'll get an idea what he looks like both ways. But that's pretty cool. Pretty cool looking with the armor. Goes so well. Yeah, really neat figure. He also comes with this orange weapon. And if you look closely, you can see that the blade is actually a slightly different color. And this back piece, different color than the handle. Neat little touch. And this is hilarious. So he comes with a little flail. The flail is really a nice little piece, done very well. A little handle. And it's elastic. So you can choom. That's funny. I would have thought you'd maybe have a wire so you can kind of pose it. I might switch mine out to a piece of wire. But that's pretty funny if you just, want to... Ow. Got myself. Anyway, just a cool little tidbit. So this guy, he's pretty cool. There's not too much more. I'm going to pop the arms on when I do the pictures and stuff, so you'll see what he looks like in the photographs up against some other figures in comparison. So let's take some pictures of this guy and see how he looks with the other figures. I gotta say, Okeaetos was so much fun to take pictures of. You know, them arms, man, they are so cool. And a lot of times in photos, I've seen people use the arms just as kind of a reach kind of a thing. And when I started to do the pictures, I started to think of Kali and the arms doing different things to kind of frame it up, really kind of, to me, gave it a Giger type feeling. And then once my mind went that way, I started to have so much fun with this figure and how you could pose him. I mean, if you look in the pictures, I tried to capture some of that. Hopefully you saw it. It was awesome. I really, really dug this guy. He is my number one sleeper of the entire wave, and why I saved him last. Because this guy, when I first saw him, I was on the fence with him. I wasn't quite sure. It was like a blue skeleton vampire. It's sort of most of, but it looked really cool, so I was like, yeah, let's get it, and then we'll see how it looks, and, worst case scenario, he'll become something else. And then I started to see some of the pictures with the different arms and everything, and here's the big secret. So I thought to myself, wow, very spider-like. He would be a great kitbash to take the upper part of his body and combine it with that fella right there, the spider gremlin. Now, I managed to get a spider gremlin. And I was thinking that might be the kitbash, where I'm going to put that body on there and create my own Drider. If you're familiar with old school Dungeons and Dragons, a Drider is like a centaur, except it has an upper body of a human, but the lower half is a spider. Very spooky, very cool. And in Dungeons and Dragons, they were like a dark elf that became so evil, they became this. Anyhow, awesome. Stuck with me. Really cool character. When I got Okeaetos, I looked at him in comparison to the spider and realized that his torso and everything way too small for that thing. That thing is really big. And now you can't even find them anymore. If you do find them, the price went nuts. They skyrocketed. So to find that figure is very tough, very expensive, not quite the right size. What is a 3D printer to do? I'm a 3D printer. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my own spider guy. So, I done made my own spider guy. Did all the legs separate. They all are keyed into the body. try to have a look at this up close. How's that look? Very cool, huh? And I sized this to fit this size body. It drops right on there. Isn't that gonna be sweet? So, now I can have an army of these guys, and it fits on this size body for Mythic Legions. So, you could do a lot of different figures, or have one and just pop and swap the torso, because you don't have to do anything to the Mythic Legions, and you don't have to do anything to this guy. There's a simple little key that fits in there, that fits right in the bottom, that holds them right into place. Any figure, you could pop and swap any of them. I'm going to paint this spider figure to match this guy, and I'm going to do an entire video on it. So I'm going to do a video on the channel. It's probably going to be a couple weeks before it's ready, but I'm going to 3D print the spider. I'm going to paint the whole thing up to match him. I'm going to put it all together, and it's going to be a really cool figure. And it just so happens that I'm starting an online web store where you can buy some of the 3D printed things that I'm making, because everybody keeps asking. So I'm going to get this thing started. It's probably up and running already. I'll put a link in the description. It's called Trollhead Studio. Take a look. Lots of different things. There's Mythic Legion stuff, but there's also a lot of different things as well. So check it out. Watch for the new video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. We're coming at you with a whole mess of new stuff. I have tons more figures. I have more waves on the way. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you for liking. Thank you all for subscribing. And we'll see you next time on Toys in Motion.